Hi, good morning. My name is Joanna Nelson, and I am with the Economic Development Department for the state of New Mexico. And you have tuned in to an update that we are giving for geared at lenders to discuss recent changes to our COVID-19 business loan guarantee program. So thank you for joining us. I do want to mention a few things before we get started. We have a maximum amount of attendees that are able to join and see visually our presentation. So apologies to those that have signed in later. We are at our maximum participation point right now. However, you should still be able to hear us via audio. And we will be sending out the PowerPoint presentation to everyone that signed up. And we will link the recorded session on our YouTube channel. And I do want to mention that YouTube channel that we have can be found by going to YouTube and searching New Mexico Economic Development Department, and you will be able to find our channel and access this webinar as well as some other webinars that we have had in the past couple of weeks, giving updates on various resources that are available. So at the end of the webinar, we will take questions. So please feel free as we're going along to enter in your questions into the questions box on the right hand of your screen, and we will get to those at the very end. And I do want to mention that we are also joined by Jessica Ulibarri, and she is the New Mexico Economic Development Department attorney. So she will be on the call and be able to fortify any answers to your questions at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to give an update and an overview of the guarantee program. NMEDD can guarantee a portion of a loan or line of credit up to 80% of the principal or up to an amount of $50,000 on a commercial loan that is going to a business or nonprofit that is negatively affected by COVID-19. So what this means is that we provide a guarantee to a lender saying that we will pay the lender up to 80% of the principal in case of default. We can't pay more than $50,000. So this means that a loan could be $100,000, but we can only go up to $50,000. Or if you think of it the other way, we could only go up to 80% of a loan that's about $62,500. Our loan requirements, or our program requirements, I should say, are very flexible. They can be used for a variety of different uses, including working capital, inventory, payroll. We don't have a lot of requirements on our end. We're putting a lot of weight in analysis, or a lot of weight, I should say, on the bank's analysis. So if a bank is coming to us and saying that a loan is good, they want to do the deal, except they need that extra guarantee, we are open to reviewing that. We are hearing from many different businesses that are requesting cash during this time for things like immediate needs, including working capital, inventory, payroll. So we wanted to make sure and let folks know that those are eligible uses for the program. One of the things that has recently changed in the last few weeks is our guarantee can go up to 2 years. When we first announced this program about 2 weeks ago, we were saying that we could do increments of 6 months, And we have gotten excellent feedback from our lender partners and within the lending community that there is a need to go to a higher term with our guarantee. So we will go up to 2 years with that guarantee. The loan can be a higher length of time. The loan could be for 7 years, 10 years, etc. However, our guarantee can only go up to 2 years at this time. Our program is not limited to industry, length of time in business, or number of employees. On the application, the lender needs to disclose how the business has been negatively impacted in that application. And I should mention that we have been in communication with our economists, and they have been in communication with various other state economists that have identified 5 top industries that have severely been affected by the COVID-19 health crisis. And we are looking at those industries. If an application comes in and it's an industry that has been identified as severely affected, we are putting emphasis on supporting those businesses. And I should have had that in front of me, that list, but an example, I know one is hospitality, manufacturing, entertainment, food, and we can put those, we'll make sure to put those, make sure that those industries are clear. However, that being said, if you're not in one of those top industries, it doesn't mean that that's excluded from being able to utilize this program. We do have a guidebook that is put on our website, and that provides information, especially for the lender, about process, how to submit an application, what are the terms, and how to request payment from us in case of a default. So that's available online. I also put that in the handouts section, so you should be able to download that. So hopefully that's easily accessible. Highlighting the process. So how does this process work? It's important to note that the borrower goes to the lender, discusses their financial needs first. The lender is actually the one that applies to our program. We've had numerous applications be submitted online from borrowers. However, we need a lender to come on and vouch that the project is viable, except for the fact they need this extra guarantee. So the lender in that application is providing the supplemental information that we need to review the project. We have a review group that has made up of internal and external stakeholders. They review the documents that the lender has provided, and we get the lender a decision within 24 to 48 hours. Initially, we had said 24 hours, but as we're getting our feet wet and more applications are coming in, we have extended that to 48 hours. If the lender gets an approval on the guarantee, the lender and NMEDD sign a guarantee agreement. So that guarantee agreement is available on our website. Jessica and I have revised it many times based on feedback coming from the lender community. We want that agreement to be very clear, very helpful. So we would sign that agreement. That agreement is the legal document that is stating the principal amount, the guarantee amount, the term of the loan, etc. So each loan that's submitted to this program would have a guarantee that's respective of each loan. So that would be needed to be signed between us and the lender. That gets submitted to us. The lender makes the loan, and then we guarantee the loan. So that's the process of how you submit an application. We have had many questions, obviously, about how do lenders participate in the program. As a side note, this program has actually taken money from a program that we had previous to COVID-19 called the Collateral Assistance Program. In that program, we requested lenders to enroll into the program. In this case, we aren't asking lenders to enroll, but we are asking that they identify that they are participating in the program. Our staff is receiving many phone calls daily, all hours of the day, about where do they go, what lenders are participating. Maybe they went to their lender and the lender doesn't know about the program. They went to their lender and the lender identified that they're not participating in the program. So they come back to us and ask, where can I go to find a lender that is participating in the program? So we have created a live list that's available on our website called Lender Partners. You can access it there. And that's where we are compiling all of the lenders that have told us that they are participating, as well as accepting new customers. This is something to highlight. We have talked to several of our lender partners that are participating. However, due to the volume of inquiries that they're receiving, they're only utilizing the program for existing customers, and they don't necessarily want to be put on our public list. So all communication that we have with our lender partners, we want to be clear and fulfill their wish that and define that they are or are not open to accepting new customers during this time. So every inquiry that we receive from borrowers, first and foremost, we tell them, go check with your current lender to see, and we try to help guide them. If we specifically know that their lender is not participating, then we do direct them to the lender partner list. However, I know that I personally always ask for to see which bank or lender the borrower is that has their accounts with already. So to submit the information that you are participating or want to participate, it's very simple. I included some examples on the right hand of your screen. And it's basically, we link to your website. We provide the specific contact that you want to have. If you have an application online, we will put up any information that you want to provide. We do on that list, I should mention, and I do have a slide that's coming up, we are trying to compile a list of lenders that are offering special assistance programs. That obviously is a question too that comes up. For example, some of the bigger banks, I'll use Wells Fargo as an example, has numerous, several special programs that they have. So we're trying, if we do become aware of those, we are trying to highlight those as well. And I know the Credit Union Association forwarded us a list of the credit unions and their special relief programs that they're offering. So we have started a list at the very bottom of the page that highlights those relief programs as well. And I see someone said they don't hear any audio. Linda did. So hopefully that is taken care of. Hopefully you can hear us. Okay, so on the application, let's go over the application. We have tried to really pare down this application to make it as streamlined, as simple as possible, only collecting the necessary information that we need. The application is online. You can also download a PDF to review it first, because I don't think in that online application you have the ability to save it and go back to it at a further date. So we do have a PDF. You can review that Some of the application questions, the gist of it is we're getting the borrower's contact information as well as where they're located, basic business information, when did they start, what was their revenue last year, what's their current revenue, what are the number of employees. We're trying to get a gauge of how that is, what it was compared to what it is now, and then giving a brief explanation of how they are negatively impacted on the business. We ask the lender clarify, why does the lender need the financial support? This might seem, redundant, but we do need a statement showing that, because it's very obvious during this time, the different needs, whether it's a lender or a business during this time, but we need that clarified. We are asking for what the loan will be used for. And then the main part of the application, that, as I mentioned, this is all very simple information the lender should be able to just get through very quickly, is we're depending on the analysis and the underwriting from the bank. So or I should say lender, but the lender is uploading a credit memo or bank analysis or whatever respective document that lender has that has provided their analysis and how they determined that they're willing to do the project. So that includes a lot of the pertinent project information. So on that application, on the online application, it is required to submit a credit memo. And if that document is not uploaded, we do follow up with the borrower, and usually they go ahead and list a lender. And I have been following up with each one of them and confirming that the lender actually did submit it. And but I can tell that by a credit memo being uploaded. And I do want to remind people, you can ask questions. Just feel free to type them in and we will take those shortly. So going over the guarantee agreement, repeating that this agreement is signed after each loan or line of credit is approved. That agreement is available for review, and we would encourage you as a lender to share that with your legal staff to review it, get us any feedback on that. If you have questions, we are more than happy to review it with you and answer any questions. We sign it upon approval, NMEDD, and the lender. And I wanted to highlight a few things that are in that agreement. I put up a little sample of the recitals and the beginning of that. But this is where it's stating the binding things. But if a guarantee is less than 24 months, lender can request an extension within 10 days of guarantee maturity. Request can be made via email along with the status report of a loan. I tried to highlight some of the things that we have received some frequently asked questions on. And let's see, the lender shall exercise the same degree of care and discretion servicing the loan as if it were on the lender's own account. This is important to highlight. We are asking that lenders are the stewards. They become the stewards of the state's money in a way that they are saying that this is, these are very uncertain times, but this is a project that we're okay with. However, due to circumstances, we need this extra guarantee. We are asking that lenders notify the department of any changes in the status to the loan. So this is in various ways, this statement is presented throughout the document, but this obviously is if there are any changes, in terms of whatever the litany of things could be, major changes that the department should know about, we would ask notification be had, and that can be email, be very simple email. And then the question, obviously, that we get a lot is, what about the payment, the payment on the guarantee? How does that happen? So within 30 days of the default, and I should mention that the event of default is defined by the lender. So in this uncertain scenario, a lot of the businesses and lenders are entering into these loans and these financial agreements, and might have special relief programs. So areas of default might be a little gray. We're putting that on the bank. The bank is going to tell us when the lender has defaulted within 30 days. So when they let us know, we'll have a link on our website that will be a request for payment. You submit that request for payment. We will pay you within 30 days. The guarantee up to 80% of the principal that is owed at that time. There have been a little bit of questions about, in terms, especially if there are any lenders that are engaged in SBA lending. This is a different process in the way that we are not requiring the bank to collect on all of the collateral and finalize that at this point. The lender can submit a request for payment, we pay, and then we're saying subsequent to that payment, if any additional funds are captured or the default is cured, the lender takes care of their loss first, and then they pay us. If there's a difference, they pay us, on the amount that we paid them up to 80%. So hopefully that's clear. We want that to be a very simple process. So you can, as mentioned, access all of these documents, the application, that's all available online. And here's a snapshot of what is provided. I think I captured everything. Just gives a quick process overview. It shows you where the lender can apply, the PDF version of the application, a list of the partner lenders, and then below documents, that's where you can find, again, the online application, the guarantee, the list of partner lenders, the guidelines, and then you also have a quick fact sheet if that is relevant or helpful to anyone, that explains the program very simply. And in fact, I might throw it out there that because we unrolled this program so quickly, 2 weeks ago, many lenders still don't know about the program. So there is a need for borrowers to present information to their lenders about the program. So that might be a helpful thing. I think that does have my contact on it. That might be a helpful thing to forward to any lenders that have questions about the program. So on our website, we are using our response page, what we're calling it, as a platform to provide information about additional resources. And if you go to our website, there's the link at the top of this list. You're going to find, first and foremost, the SBA program. Right now, we are just linking to the disaster loan program that has been in place for a week or two. But as you know, on Friday, with the passing of the CARES Act, SBA will be administering, or I should say 7A lenders will be administering various programs in addition to the disaster loans, which the SBA is administering. So we're linking to that first and foremost. I should make it a point to say, because those loans are very low interest. In the case of the payroll program, the loan can be taken away, or I should say forgiven, based on if the employer is employing their staff. So right now, many of those programs are extremely advantageous for the businesses. So we are directing people there, and we would hope that our lender partners are doing the same thing if it's in the business's best interest. Again, we are pointing people to the SBA, and then we're saying go talk to your lender that you already have accounts. But in addition to the SBA program, you can find our information about our programs. You can also find additional resources that are, like, for example, in the philanthropic community that are offering grants. We're doing our best to update it about federal programs like USDA and EDA that are offering resources. So that's a good place to bookmark and be going back to currently every day. So here's a link I wanted to call out. This is on our website, but the federal resources, this is a pretty good comprehensive list of all the federal programs and what relief resources they have available. Also want to point out, in terms of technical assistance and emergency planning, many of these organizations which are listed, the top 3 being SBA partners, are available, especially the SBDC, to assist with SBA loans and any questions regarding the SBA programs. MEP is specifically for manufacturers, and the loan fund is a CDFI that is available to make loans. And I should throw it in there that this wasn't added, but the State Business Investment Council, the SBIC, you might have seen the press release come out that the SBIC has invested $25 million in participating CDFIs, the Loan Fund, the Lift Fund, and DreamSpring to do low interest loans. And we'll link. I don't think we're linking currently to those on our website, but we will do that as well. And we will participate with them as well in our guarantee program. So here is a call that highlights the compilation of special assistance programs or relief programs. If you have a program within your organization and you would like to be listed on our list, or we can send that out to our network, highlight it on our updates page, we can do that. Just fill in the information that's listed in blue, email that to me, and we'll get that out. Before we end and take questions, I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to remind you, even amidst the health crisis, that the census is going on. So it's very, very important that we are actively engaged with the census. We're asking our neighbors, our customers, everyone to participate in this. So you should have received information at your residence. If you didn't, feel free to reach out to us. We can get you the right information that you need. So please take a few minutes to fill out the census form. So I'd like to open it up for questions. Feel free to get as technical as you want. No question is a bad question, and let me pull the information out. Jessica, did you have anything to add before we take questions?
No, not right now. I think you did a good job covering everything.
Okay. Take these, and thanks for bearing with us. Okay, and I'm just going to read through these. So we had a question come in from Stan asking, will you consider a guarantee for an unsecured loan or a line of credit? So we will. And again, the NMEDD is not making the, we don't have hard and fast rules on what many rules on the eligibility of the loan. So we're putting that back on the bank and saying, what are you comfortable with? If you tell us that you have a line of credit or that is pretty much unsecured, give us the reasoning why it is an okay project and you just need our guarantee. Maybe the business has an excellent relationship with the lender, excellent previous cash flow, etc. So that is correct. In fact, I think I have seen a couple of applications come in that were pretty much unsecured. And I see, let's see. So we got a question from Chris saying, if your company doesn't apply for an SBA disaster loan, or maybe it says if your company does apply for an SBA disaster loan, are they disqualified from an NMEDD loan? Great question, and the answer is no. You can apply for an SBA disaster loan as well as going to your bank and working with them on an additional funding source. However, that is going to come into play with however the lender is reviewing that. You know, if you're how over leveraged the business is. But we are seeing, I think, and I'm speaking not from an authoritative place on this, but I think I have heard that the SBA is taking about 2 to 3 weeks to fund on those disaster loans. So that's something to take into consideration if you're a business, you're applying to SBA, but you need quicker cash. Is it a quicker route to go to your local lender and use our guarantee? And let's see. Christina had a question, and I think she's hitting at a lot of, similar sentiment that she is overwhelmed with a lot of the information and wonders if there are people to assist and help walk a small business through this process. So really great question. You're not alone in feeling like this. I think, I for one feel like this. It's difficult keeping track of all of the programs that are out there and figuring out which ones are the best fit. So my best advice would be you're welcome to reach out to NMEDD. We have, and I think I have let's see. So here's a list of the regional representatives. These folks are located in different regions of the state and represent the department. They are able to help walk a small business through resources of where to go. The SBDCs, Small Business Development Centers, are a fantastic resource, and they are able to assist in more of a consulting role. So is SCORE, so is West, and they can give guidance. We are working on a document that is trying to simplify this process, and hopefully we'll get that up on the next couple of days, but kind of almost doing a map or a 1, 2, 3 process, and hopefully that will help. So stay up to date with our website, and please reach out to the folks that are available to provide technical assistance. Angel had a question about, would I qualify for a loan even if I have only been in business less than a year? And again, going back to the banks, we don't have a disqualifier that you would not be able to apply to the guarantee program. This is on the bank. And we have talked to many lenders in the last few weeks, and I have seen some applications come through with very early stage businesses. So it does depend on the lender, how comfortable they are with the length of time you've been in business. And I will have to say, on the SBA programs, there's not a disqualifier on that either, from what I read over the weekend. And Laura had a question. I think this is hitting on a lot of concerns that we're seeing from the field, that's similar to what Christina said about knowing what are the best fits for a business, especially in relation to the new programs that SBA will be administering through the CARES Act. And she's waiting for clarification on how the forgiveness is calculated. So this is a great opportunity to add that we are having a webinar that has tentatively been scheduled for Friday to go into and dissect what programs are available via the CARES Act for small businesses. So when I send this presentation out, I will include the sign up for that webinar. And we hope to have a representative from the SBA as well as a federal person that can speak to these, as well as the SBDC. We'll also have resources to speak to other funding sources, like someone from the governor's office that can speak to the New Mexico All Together Fund, which is a grant fund. So that might be a good place, Laura, for you to find additional information. And again, I'll highlight utilizing those technical assistance organizations like the SBDCs to really get in there and get into the weeds with you on your respective details of the program and be able to help guide you through that. And Janice had a question that's related to the technical assistance too, about are SBDCs helping with free counseling? And the question is yes, confirming that it's free. And Michael had a question, are we limited to only state banks, in-state banks? That's a really good question. No, it's a little gray area for us. We would ideally like to work with in-state banks. However, if a bank is from out of state is willing to support a business in New Mexico, we will work with that lender as well. So I'm not seeing any more questions. I think we got to them all. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and type those in. And I'm going to just really quickly point out that a place to stay connected with any updates from the department can be found obviously on our website. And then Facebook and Twitter are places that you can get breaking news. And then if you click on that link and get on the mailing list, that's where you will receive the e-blasts that go out announcing various webinars. And then here are some contacts: the Deputy Director, the Economic Division Director, and then myself. And then this is a link at the very bottom of the page going to the regional representatives. And here are those contacts again. And then I will check really quickly. And I think those are all the questions. So please, I know we're all going through a very difficult time right now, but the department is doing our best to compile resources, help you navigate those resources. We want to work with our lender partners. Our main mission and our main goal is to help get capital out into the market to help businesses during this challenging time. So if you're a lender, please reach out to us if we haven't already connected, and let's work together, figure out how we can work together, and hopefully utilize this program that we have if it's relevant and if it's helpful. So I want to share my appreciation for your time today. Please reach out, let us know how we can help and be of assistance. And thanks, Jessica, for joining the call. And please follow up with us and take care, stay healthy, and be well. And we'll all get through this. So, okay, thank you all. Hope to see you on Thursday. Bye.